Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today, we're going to talk about the ABBV call option that I finally closed out today. I've been holding this call option since September 30th. I bought ABBV, I bought long-dated call options, January 110 calls back in September, looking for ABBV to recover. We saw a very large dip on this stock, a stock that I thought was a little bit of an overreaction. That move, I believed, was a little bit too much. Also knowing that ABBV is a staple for a lot of long-term portfolios, a fantastic dividend stock, and I felt like this thing was going to go ahead and move back higher, and we have definitely seen that over the last few months. So today, I finally closed it for a 400% profit, about $2,500 right around there. We'll talk about why I closed it. We'll talk about why I decided to go ahead and actually close this, even though I was very far in the money. Could have exercised the option, could have went ahead and bought some shares back at 110 where my strike price is. But right now, the stock is in a specific area where I believe that it's best in my best interest to go ahead and take my profits, move on, use the cash that I was able to acquire from this trade for some other opportunities. After we talk about ABBV, we'll go ahead and talk about some of the trades that I took today on TSM, a stock that was pushing through all-time highs off of some earnings continuation. And then we will talk about a swing trade that I opened today as well. A little bit of a risky swing trade, kept it very small, about a 1% of my portfolio, but I'll go ahead and show you guys the swing trade that I did enter at the end of this video. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Press that like button if you do, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and make sure to press the bell down below so that you guys are aware every single time that I go live, starting at 8 a.m. Eastern time every single day, Monday through Friday, preparing you for market open, a little bit of a pre-market analysis, getting you ready for the day. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and start this video off on the daily chart on ABBV, a fantastic healthcare name, fantastic dividend, long-term staple. There are tons and tons of people who live and die by this name in their long-term portfolio, gives great returns, strong healthcare name, and also gives fantastic dividends. What's not to love? And when we saw this dip back here in late August, I saw that as an opportunity, right? So we saw that big dip here on ABBV back in August. We got that August move lower into September. A little bit of news came out, some negative news about something they were working on. I'm not sure exactly what the news was at the time, but we saw that downside reaction. Now, when we saw that downside reaction, I figured, hey, we're moving down into some pretty nice support here back in the 106, 107 area, and we have started to bottom out here right around 106, 107. So when I saw that, I figured, hey, let me go ahead and buy a long-term option. The call options were extremely cheap at this time. If I pull up when I got into this, was back in September. I'm going to pull up the Discord chat where I got in. This is dated back September 30th, 2021. And I'll also go ahead and pull up the E-Trade confirmation of when I got into this trade up on your screen as well. So right here, a 122 ABBV 110 call for $4.81. So I got almost just about, what is that? About three months of time for $4.81 on ABBV with a 110, basically at the money strike. So at the time, I was pretty happy about this entry. I was risking $481 over a 3-month time span on a stock that I thought was an overreaction, that I thought would move higher. So I felt very comfortable in this position. Very happy that I ended up taking that. You guys can see the reaction that we have seen on ABBV since. Now, why did ABBV move higher? There's a few reasons why I believe. The first reason was that they had good earnings here back in October. That earnings move definitely sort of set off this move to the upside on ABBV. You guys can see it was pretty sideways, and back in October we had that earnings. Early November had earnings, and we got that gap up, that gap and go, right? So we got that go, and then here, this move here, when we started in December to now, that was mainly due to the XLE, the healthcare strength that we have seen. So if I pull up the XLV ETF, this is the healthcare ETF, and what you guys are going to see here is starting back in December, early December, this is when we started to see that healthcare move, right? So we got that big push on healthcare for almost an entire month, a very strong move on these names. Now, ABBV being a very large percent of this ETF. If I go to Analyze tab and I type in XLV, you guys are going to see these are the largest holdings in this ETF. Johnson & Johnson, UNH, Pfizer, PFE. Number 5 is ABBV, ABBV. So if you get that strength on healthcare, you're going to see that correlation with ABBV, and that is why we got this exponential move here in early December. So For me, I saw that starting to move, and I did not want to micromanage this position. I wanted to continue to hold it, continue to ride that healthcare strength until I felt like things were getting a little bit frothy. Now, up here, guys, this is sort of why I decided to go ahead and take my profits. XLV and healthcare, they move in cycles, right? There's cycles that go to these moves. There's cycles that, certain sectors heat up. And I felt like I just took advantage of a very nice cycle, a very nice, a hot area, a hot streak in the healthcare sector. And since around the end of December, we have seen the healthcare sector start to fall off, right? So right here in December, we've seen about a 6% drop on healthcare. Whereas if you look at ABBV, it has not started to drop off. This was back in December 30th. Since December 30th, if you ignore today, it was actually up 1.5%. So I felt like ABBV, I was keeping a very close watch on it, and I figured that it was getting a little bit frothy up here after this pretty monster move for a healthcare name and in a pretty high dividend stock to move 30% in a few months. Felt like I just sort of struck pretty lucky here with this name, and I felt like this was time to go ahead and take my profits because I could easily see this thing start to move lower, and it probably should move lower, right? It probably should move lower. If you're starting to see stocks like the XLV, which is the healthcare sector, start to reject, you guys can see we got the push lower, the break and retest, the resistance back at these previous all-time highs right here this week. So seeing this on the healthcare sector does not give me confidence that I am going to see more upside on the stock like ABBV, which is heavy in that ETF. So today, when I saw this gap down this morning, and I starting to see that we're breaking below this 20 SMA in the daily chart, a clear downside move, breaking of support, really flushing under that level right there, I said, hey, I don't want to give back these profits. I'm not going to be the person that holds this too long. I know I could exercise this. I know my entry would be back down here at 110, but I don't want to withstand, and I don't want to be sitting in this as we potentially get a drawdown period on this stock that just moved about 35%. So today, I lock up those profits. I'll post them on the screen for you guys to see. About a 400% gain back in September, catching basically this entire move. Unfortunately, I was actually up 450% yesterday, and today it lost 50% of its value. So 50% from 450 to 400% just in the move from yesterday to today. So I took a little bit of a unfortunate downside move there, but you're never going to catch the whole thing. I almost caught the whole thing. If I sold yesterday, would have caught the whole thing. But awesome trade, very happy with it. Just wanted to share this with you guys. Buying these overextended moves on stocks that are traditionally very strong. I like doing that at times. And the risk that I had on this trade was so minuscule, $480 for a portfolio, my long-term portfolio, that I really liked the risk to reward here. So great trade, very happy with it. That's what I did on ABBV. For anyone wondering, I know I talked about this before. So with that said, let's go ahead and now jump into my trades today on TSM. All right, guys, so here in your charts, this is the daily chart of TSM. Now, as you guys saw recently, this looked very good pre-earnings, right? We had a push higher, a pullback, a perfect break and retest of this 125 level. You guys can see that right here, right? So push higher, pullback, retest of previous resistance, resistance. Very nice little break and retest continuation. Didn't catch that move, but I was able to catch a little bit to the upside and quite a bit to the downside today on TSM. So I did trade both sides today on TSM. Now, coming into today, we talked about this in the pre-market live stream. I was concerned about the gap. I was concerned about the gap here on the daily chart because I've seen plenty of stocks fill gaps recently because of the overall weakness on the market. A lot of these pushes higher, these overextended moves end up filling their gaps and moving back lower. So I was very careful to the upside today, knowing that we pushed higher, we gapped up, and we also had that previous all-time high of around 142.20 coming into the day. I was very careful around that level. We did see some explosion, a little bit of explosive moves in the morning over that level, but it quickly faded. So if we go into the 1-minute chart, I'm going to go ahead and set this chart up for you guys a little bit, make this a little bit more clean. I'm going to pull up my EMAs and my previous day closing price, and then I am going to turn on the after hours shadow there for us to make this a little bit more clean. So as you guys can see, 1-minute chart, we got our gap up on earnings and we continued into market open. Now, zooming in here on market open, I did not catch the first move because I really do not trade this first move, right? I don't trade this first move. It's profitable if you catch it right, but it's very, very risky. So zooming in here, here is where I did catch my first trade on TSM. If I pull up the Discord chat, I'll show you guys where I went ahead and got into this. Here are some of my orders today, up about 512 on the day. Very nice day today trading. Very patient, very happy with my performance today. But here are my first trades on TSM. So if I pull this up, let me go ahead and make this a little bit clearer. So here we go. So here's TSM, and here are my first trades. So my first entry today was at 937.18. I bought 3 contracts, and then I added to that about 20 seconds later, roughly, 2 more contracts, 268 and 304. So this time, 937 was as we got that 9 EMA pullback. And on top of that, at the time, we were holding a previous all-time high. So when I saw us hold that previous all-time high and the 9 EMA, I was pretty confident that we would see at least some type of structure in that area, and I could go ahead and maybe take a 9 EMA trade off of that. Now, if it did not work, I would just have my stops under 9 EMA, and I would get out for, a small loss. It is what it is. You have to take those risks sometimes, but I liked how we broke all-time highs, pulled back to it, the 9 EMA aligned with previous all-time highs, and we got our hold right there at those previous all-time highs. So I started to scale into that. Right here, you guys can see 937, which is this candle, the opening of this candle. We got our green push higher. I liked how it engulfed the previous candle, and I just started to scale in on this green candle. You guys can see I took one off at the push of 938 for 352. Bought another one actually, so I scaled 2 out there. So I was left with 3 contracts. I did buy one more at 367. At 939, so I figured maybe we'd had a little pullback and a continuation. I did add a little bit there, ended up losing on that particular trade, but went ahead and sold all 5 of them that I had right there at 359. So a decent little trade, not a huge winner, but overall just looked for that little 9 EMA pullback, hold of that 9 EMA, hold of that previous all-time high, and just scalped this move higher. Got a little bit aggressive on the secondary entry right here. At 939. Could have probably, laid off a little bit on that entry, but I figured, hey, this thing looked very strong at the time. I thought maybe we'd have a little pullback and then a continuation higher once again. Did not get that. Started to see those wicks, those really nasty wicks come in, and just went ahead and took my profits there at 939. So that was my first call entry on TSM. Where I made the most money on TSM was actually to the downside. Let's go ahead and look at that one now. So guys, the downside that I played here was right around this 10:44 a.m. The reason I went ahead and started to look for downside here is because right around 10:35, we went ahead, slid, and we broke below previous all-time highs. That was previous support, and we went ahead and came back lower and rejected that to the downside. After seeing us lose previous all-time highs, I thought we would see some pressure in this stock. So we got that push lower right here. Very extended first, 2-minute candles right here. Did not catch it there. And what I was saying was, hey, I think this has some downside to opening levels right around this 139. This pre-market level here, 139 or even 139.60. I figured there wasn't much support in this area, and we probably could see a little bit of slippage down to that pre-market area here on your chart. So when I was looking at this to the downside, I was waiting for just one fake green candle. I was just waiting for a little bit of a better entry to go ahead and scale into some puts. I didn't want to chase this thing after 2 very large downside extended candles. I want to wait for better entries. I don't want to chase these downside moves. So I waited for this green candle to come in, and at 10:44, as we started to push higher and we started to show some rejection, I went ahead and got into some TSM puts, looking for that downside, looking for that 9 EMA rejection, and looking for that little fake dead cat bounce right there. We got that dead cat bounce, and just about 2 minutes later, I got about 50 cents on the contract. So that profit was about $100. That was a nice little $100 in about 2 minutes. A nice little push back higher, fake bounce to the 9 EMA, and a slide back down to my profit target of right around this 139 to 139.60. Didn't want to get too aggressive on this one because I knew we had that pre-market support there, and I just wanted to trade it back down to that level. If we do pull up the volume profile, I'll go ahead and show that to you guys because I'm sure it's going to show the same thing. There will not be much volume in between that level. So if I zoom out, what you're going to see here is that the volume heavily declines in this area, and it also heavily declines down here below 141. There's not much volume below this area. You guys can see in the volume profile, to go ahead and hold this up. Now, why is that? The reason for that is because there was not much structure in this area. So a very quick move higher, like you guys saw in the morning here, makes it so it makes it that there is not much structure in that area, not much support. So if we come back down, this move should be relatively quick in this area, because if you look at this zone, there is not much structure in this area. So a quick move higher usually means a quick move back to the downside if you start to test those levels. Now, as you can see, we did start to hold up here at pre-market levels, and I did not want to mess around with that. I just wanted to catch this quick move to the downside. So those are my 3 trades on TSM today. Decent profit, ended the day up about 500. Had a few other trades today as well. Those are the main ones that I took. Now let's go ahead and jump into the swing trade that I actually took on TSM as well. To the downside, I'll go ahead and show you guys why I took this swing trade into tomorrow. All right, guys, so on your screen, you're gonna see the swing trade that I went ahead and opened today, right around 3 o'clock today, Eastern time. 1 TSM, 114, 140 put, just took 1 for $1.70. Very small. Not going to expose myself to a large loss in this market. Swing trading is very difficult right now. Taking profits intraday has worked much better, and you just not being able to trust what this market's going to do on an intraday basis is why I am not exposing myself to large swing trades. But this setup looked good enough for me to go ahead and take some risk, put a little bit of risk on the table, because I really do like this. So I did take that swing trade, 114, 140 put for $1.70. Now, why did I take this put option? The first reason is because I still am noticing that gap on the chart here. On the hourly chart, you guys can see this gap that we have, right? So we have this 135 to 133 gap on the chart. I want to see TSM come back down to this 133 level. I believe it will if the NASDAQ continues to be very weak like we saw into close today. I don't see how TSM can hold up if the market is weak with this gap on this chart here. So that was my first idea. Let me see if I can grab this gap fill play. This could be a very small monetary risk for a very large percentage point gain. Timing has to be right because I only have 2 days till expiration, but that is why I did it, because it was very cheap and I was not very worried about losing 140 bucks. Not that worried about that. Or let me say 170 bucks. Not too worried about that. Very large, very small percent of my portfolio. Now, the second reason is because if you guys look at the 4-hour chart today, where did we end up rejecting on the 4-hour chart? Right at previous all-time highs. You guys can see right here, previous all-time highs acted as resistance today, and I believe that we are going to move lower off of that. Small risk, not, putting my whole neck out there to, I'm never 100% confident in a setup, but that is a setup that I'm willing to take. Rejection at previous all-time highs and a gap fill to the downside makes me believe that I can potentially catch this downside move on TSM. If I go to the 5-minute chart today, you can clearly see where this thing rejected intraday. This is intraday, and look at where the rejections came in intraday. This line is previous all-time highs, and you can see the slip that we ended up having into end of day. So for me, my goal is to see this thing down to at least 135 tomorrow, to potentially 132. At close, I was up 25% on the puts. We'll see what happens. You can laugh at me tomorrow if it gaps up, but I am not exposing myself much on this trade. Just looking for this potential gap fill with the rejection at all-time highs today. It makes sense for me to go ahead and take this trade. I think the risk to reward is good, and I think the setup is good technically. So that was the swing trade I took. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Let's go ahead and wrap this one up. All right, guys, so that's what I have for you in today's video. Going over that ABBV call option, that is gone. Profit has been taken. We've seen the healthcare sector starting to weaken, and ABBV has not been showing that weakness. So potentially ABBV has to catch up to that healthcare weakness, and I don't want to have anything to do with it. I'm going to go ahead and take my profits. Some trades on TSM did okay. I'm not very pleased with my trades. They're not fantastic trades today, but I was able to end the day on a profitable note, so I am happy about that. Managed my risk well and made sure I didn't take any large losers, cut things when they didn't look right, and took profits as we got pushes today. It's been a very difficult market, very choppy, so taking profits when you have them has been has been on the top of my mind. Lastly, TSM swing trade to the downside. We have that gap and we have that rejection at all-time highs. That is why I went ahead and took that trade. So we'll see how that works out. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, subscribe to the channel, press that like button, and of course, if you want to come to the pre-market live streams every single day, make sure to press that bell down below. Thanks again, guys, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.